Alright, expect some really annoying noise for a second because I'm testing the audio. Alright, expect some really annoying noise for a second because I'm testing the audio. Alright, expect some really annoying noise for a second because I'm testing the audio. Okay, that could have been a lot worse. Okay, that could have been a lot worse. Let's do something kind of funny though. 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 Okay, that was funny. That's funny probably to only me. That's funny probably to only me. Alright, let's turn off that sound test stuff and switch the stream over to the game. Or is it not capturing? I don't think it's capturing. Give it a second. There we go. Now it's capturing. That looks good. Alright. So we're starting the we're starting at mission 5 with joining 444 Squadron.
Bad news for us here at the prison. The enemy fell for our decoy base. With all the fake planes and trucks we had out, it must have looked to them like the Osean Air Force was about to go on the attack. Day after day after day after day, they bombed us. Osea didn't give a damn. We weren't soldiers to them, so go ahead. Bomb us. In their eyes, we were expendable. Worth less than the fake planes in the bunkers. No biggie. While I made fake planes, they had me put together some working ones. Then, some genius at HQ decided we should send it up, so the base looked legit. Thankfully, we had people to crew them. It didn't matter what we were locked up here for anymore. Top brass needed pilots, and criminals were all they had. A crook, a gambler, an anarchist. Just your typical lowlifes. They threw each one of them in a cockpit and sent them up to intercept the enemy's planes. But in the end, it was all just for show. So, up they went, day after day after day. Today they tossed someone new into the mix. Wonder what he did to get sent here. My dad died flying for the Osean Air Force. When your allies are surrounded, one of the most dangerous missions is giving them cover to retreat. Whoever signed up for that was a real hero. But even more dangerous than that was being the one who had to cover the rear guard's retreat. That was my dad's job, and one time, he called it off. Said it was too late for him. Said anyone else would have done the same. I found that out from a war buddy of his when he came to tell me how my dad died. The next time a retreat happened, my dad volunteered to be in the rear guard. Dumbass. He died all right. No one came to help. The news nearly broke me. Of all the ways to get killed, that's gotta be the most pathetic one ever. Am I right? There's a rumor going around about another inmate. A guy they brought here a little while ago. Get this, Talk in the cell block says he was sent here because he killed Harling, the president of Osea during the last war, remember? He's the one that sent my dad on that suicide mission. He's the reason I had to go live with my grandpa, and why me and Gramps started building a supersonic jet. He's the reason I ended up here. Maybe I should give that guy a thank you note for killing him. Nah. God, I hate the smell of this place. It's all fake and lies and bullshit. It reeks.
Alright.
All right, guys.
Sorry I don't have much to say during this.
The new guy was found guilty by the International Union Peacekeeping Forces court-martial. He is the murderer of Harling in the flesh. His TAC name's Trigger. Now, as of today, he may be attached to the Ocean Air Force Base 444th Squadron. But that is just some symbolic bullshit. It doesn't really matter if he's Harling's murderer or not. Every last one of you has been incarcerated for one reason or another. You cons have an obligation to atone for your crimes. A few of you in the penal unit know how to fly, and HQ needs to plug the deficit in our Air Force. So they proposed sending you guys on a reconnaissance mission to the Waiapolo Mountains. But that idea was flat out rejected. Nope, you'll be atoning for your crimes right here at this base. This base is a decoy designed to draw enemy fire. And as members of this base, you'll be taking hits from the enemy. This will allow our forces to safely prepare a counterattack. Incoming! Switch off that alarm. It's just the usual. I thought Zapland was supposed to be an isolated area. Okay, I'm gonna need a few aircraft to scramble.
Again?
Wonder how many we'll lose today. Better than solitary.
How many
Enemy aircraft detected over the dummy runway.
We just need to make it look like we can put up a fight. Some of those piles of junk can at least take off. Let's get the guiltiest cons in the sky first. We'll start with Harling's murderer. We don't expect you to down any bombers. But what we do want is to make them think that we've got an active base here.
So, on my first playthrough, I had seen Maxor's video on this game, and I completely missed the joke about the XO2 Strike Wyvern showing up. I thought that I didn't realize it was a New Game Plus plane. I thought he just got it from this mission. So I spent those last few missions on my first go excited to try out some sci-fi superplane. And I got really annoyed when I found out it was just a gag and I wasn't going to get some sci-fi plane, and instead, when you reach this point, you know what you unlock? You unlock an F-104 Starfighter and a MiG-21. Two extremely old planes. Because, you know, it's a junkyard airfield. So, up to that point, I'd been playing with a rule that I wasn't going to use DLC planes. Because I got the game with all the DLC, it was on sale, you know. When I got to this point, I got annoyed with that, and I spent the rest of the playthrough flying, I think it was the ADF-01 I settled on. The, Falcon. Love that plane. Give me 1 second to tab out and stuff. Just gonna let people know what's going on. Screw it, I think I'll put a message out on here. Alright, that's probably the best I could do. Oh yeah, I love that! So, fun fact. Hi Null. So, fun fact about that onslaught. The German Air Force during World War II actually thought about doing that, apparently. Now, I don't know a whole lot because a lot of this is just rumor. I haven't been able to find much that's confirmed. But the German Air Force wanted to take, it was either POWs or straight up people from the camps to make them fly suicide aircraft with no weapons and just a bomb in the nose. This idea was shot down, no pun intended, because they realized what's stopping them from just turning around and bombing the base that launched them. Like, they've got nothing to lose, you're gonna kill them anyways. But outside of that, penal units have been a thing. Yeah, right? They had a lot of stupid ideas that they actually did reject. They also thought about using chlorine trifluoride at one point, which is a really nasty chemical. They came to the conclusion that it was unethical. Imagine something too unethical for them. But, anyways, penal units have existed in less important positions than flying expensive jets. I don't know much about how well it works, though. I'd imagine not very. So the question is, do I want to continue using real aircraft like I did during Act 1, or should I use some of the sci-fi stuff to mix things up? Because, like, the sci-fi, like, the super planes, they're really kind of overpowered. But, they're also fun. And honestly, compared to something like the Terminator, it really doesn't make a huge difference. The Terminator is already really powerful. And I've been using that with no issue. I will refuse to use the Raven, just because I think it makes no sense. Like, I kind of want to at least make some sense in terms of the story of Ace Combat. The Raven, if you don't know, was designed during the events of this campaign. So this plane doesn't. Yeah, so the Raven doesn't actually exist right now in lore. But I don't know, it might be fun to try the Shinden, the 27, maybe the 27. I don't know. Could also use one of the DLC planes that is a real plane. The MTD here makes me really upset because I actually really love the other F-15 prototype, the Active. So the MTD is a new it's a new version of the or no, the MTD is the old one. What happened was they were experimenting with an F-15. And they did a bunch of modifications to make it extra super maneuverable, to do all these fancy maneuvers. The US military said, this is pointless, this is too expensive, and they were going to throw it out. Then NASA bought it because they wanted to see what they could do. And they rebranded it the Active program and modified the same individual plane into a different design. And they called that the NF-15 or the F-15 Active. But if you see the STOL/MTD variant, that's the old one. The big difference is that the Active has 3D thrust vectoring. It can go in, like it can adjust its thrust vectoring on the yaw axis, which in Ace Combat doesn't do anything, but it looks really cool. Then we have some weird stuff like the F-16 XL, which is just it's an F-16 Delta Wing with a double cockpit, two-seater for some reason. Don't know why anyone thought this was a good idea. I feel like Delta Wings go against everything that the F-16 was designed for. It was kind of meant to be a good plane. And then the FB-22, same thing. They took an F-22, made it Delta Wing. This one, they actually had a reason, though. It was meant to be a bomber instead of a fighter. Then we get weird stuff like the Top Gun planes, which is kind of funny. You can fly Maverick's plane. Okay, so the FB-22, The story behind this plane is that they were asked to make one plane. They were told, you're making our new fighter. And they're like, okay, we're designing a fighter. We're also going to design a bomber. No, we don't need a bomber. Don't make a bomber. They said, alright, we won't make a bomber. Then they went and made a bomber. And then they got mad when the military wouldn't buy it from them. They just made it with, like, they were explicitly told not to design the FB-22, and they did anyways because they just, I guess they just wanted to. Which is based. I like that. I respect it. But they should not have expected it to go well. I think I'm gonna use the SFX because... Not a fan of it, I see. I don't know, there's a certain charm to it. I like the air intake modification they did. Looks kind of neat. And it shouldn't be shiny. It's a stealth aircraft. It's like, this is like a stealth coating that's supposed to absorb radar. It's reflecting light. What else is it reflecting? I don't know much about radar, so I don't know if that actually means anything. Maybe the Strike Wyvern, that would be funny. I'll use the Strike Wyvern because that was the plane that Maxor used for this mission, so it'll be funny. Alright, let's modify it though. Cutting edge air brake. ECU software update. I put those 3 upgrades on nearly everything. And automated fire extinguisher when I'm playing single player because, I mean, it's good. Alright, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I am not using the A10 Warthog. I do not like the A10 Warthog. Oh, hang on. There we go. Maxing out that railgun. Let's go. This plane is extremely anime. Its design makes next to no sense, but I think you're gonna like it. 1 second. Oh, that was the wrong button. Oh, hang on, that was a message, wasn't it?
Check your altimeter and wait in front of the runway.
I mean, fair. Wait till you see the contrast of the XO2 and, like, all these other planes here. Also, I love the personality of this squadron.
I'll take up command. Any objections? That'll get decided in the skies. Touche. Trigger, your call sign is Spare 15. Consider it your prisoner number for the air. Commencing deception and interception. Spare 15, the runway's free.
Champ has a mood, though. Just telling the agency to go to hell. Look how this thing controls elevation, though. And then it just slots in like that when you go, speed. It's so weird. It is a really fun plane to fly, though. Forget, what's the cockpit look like? Oh, I don't like that cockpit. I used to play this game in, first person, because I'm more experienced with flight sims. Although, you can do some cool maneuvers with this plane.
Surveillance. The bombers that attacked the runway are coming back for another round. I know it's just a dummy runway.
It's a cool plane. I like it.
A lot of noise. If you think there's fighters at the base,
Anyone got a smoke? I'll owe you one.
if any of you die, just think of it as you atone for your crimes.
As cool as this thing looks, though, it is full of bad design choices.
Leaving the operation area will be shot down. You hear me?
Righto.
I really couldn't give a shit.
Look at them. Blowing up a bunch of paper planes. The enemy seems to think our Air Force is concentrated on this base. Everything on the ground is fake. Can't the enemy see that? Isn't that convincing? Shit! The enemy just hit the control tower.
So, the initial idea with the prisoners does make a little bit of sense. They're, the weapons on the planes are disabled, there's remote security systems in place. We're just decoys at this point. But there's a bad decision coming up.
Damn it! Spare squadron, listen up. Shoot down everything carrying bombs. Weapons free. You're cleared to engage. Show no mercy.
Might be done by now after they fix the odds. Wanna bet which one of us gets the first kill trigger starts?
This is the personal unit. I decide when you die.
Alright, I'm assuming command. All aircraft support me. Who's gonna dance to your line too? I'll show you all how it's done.
Let's see if I still know how to aim this thing. Nope. Still really bad at using that.
Anyone's gonna take the top score from me. It's in my blood.
Spare 15 bandits flashed.
Trigger, keep an eye on your head count. We can compare later. Yeah, I'm betting that one will get dressed up real pretty.
Radar pinged. Incoming hostile group detected. Take care of them.
Righto.
A bomb at a high altitude. Stop watching your own asses and look up.
Yeah,
Head to the next
yeah, you'd think it would have some higher velocity, you know?
In this unit, you get your tail marked with scratches. More scratches, more hits in the line. They're called sin lines. You have 3 scratches, right, Trigger? Well, you are Harling's murderer.
Remember I was mentioning about the active? When you thrust vector with it, notice how, like with this, it has the 3D thrust vectoring. Notice how it goes side to side like that? The MTD only goes up and down. Some planes have 3D, some have 2D. Okay, I can still do that. I'm still good at that. Kind of. Ignore the fact that I failed it at last stream.
Sorry, but I'm gonna get the top score again. Only because kills are self-reported. Yeah, this one to my school.
So, their whole thing about messed up reports and stuff, that was actually an issue with regular pilots in World War II. People loved to inflate their numbers because kills were self-reported. And the military has never really objected to that, especially the German military, because they relied on that stuff for propaganda. So they didn't care if you faked your numbers. They kinda encouraged it, like not directly, but they encouraged it in a way.
multiple bandits inbound. They got bombers and support.
All aircraft follow me. You two murderer. Jeez, now he thinks he's squadron leader. Trigger, don't get shut down now. I got good money riding on your survival. Some guys have got big money riding on you going down, so watch your back.
Spare 7, shut up. You don't need a yap to pull the trigger.
Trigger again.
Honestly, with the way reporting worked back then, though, oh no, you're not too far off. You kind of had to be, you had to at least be a pilot, though. They wouldn't accept an infantryman saying, "Oh, I got this many air kills." They would be a little annoyed by that. That would just be stolen valor.
What the hell are you doing?
Wilco, Madam McKinsey, please maintain silence for a moment.
By the way, in real life, that maneuver would not have juked a missile.
Trigger got moves. Maybe no. Tough luck, tabloid.
Spare 15, don't take all the fun away from your comrades. 3 targets remaining.
This is a pretty nice ride. Intimate service pretty good. Can't believe these things used to be scrapped. Just what kind of magic does she have up her sleeves anyway? I don't know what her problem is.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't have even let you fly in Germany.
More like a bad-tempered tomboy.
I am really not good at this with the railgun. But you gotta practice. That was a good shot.
The paper-mache strategy at the base seems to be doing the trick. I guess every man and his dog has an idea how to end the war.
1 bandit left. Take him down now.
First come, first served.
Got him.
Oh yeah, let's do this.
Sperry, watch your mouth. All targets confirmed eliminated.
Hell yeah. Still alive, Arling's murderer?
As stupid as this plane is, I gotta just love the absurdity of it.
Mission complete. RTB.
Like, look at those stupid wings.
Must have the devil in his corner. Spare 7.
Wish Alex was here, he'd love this.
Eyes while landing.
This plane is stupid.
You win. So what, you're not done?
Just checking.
Hi, Promethean.
Spare 15, this is the control tower. Make your landing check. We don't want a wreck blocking the runway. Spare 15, the runway's...
Saw what? The little cobra I did at the end? Or the fact that I skipped the landing minigame again? I was doing them the whole dogfight.
Did I say you could take down the enemy? Throw anyone who disobeys into solitary.
I love how they're actually mad that we shot down the targets like that.
Mihai's granddaughters like to keep to themselves mostly. They were well behaved and possessed a sort of quiet elegance. From time to time, I'd catch myself looking at him.
This guy is so creepy.
What we're talking about. I'm sure everyone on the base did the same. They were such enthralling creatures. Every night, a crowd would gather around Mihai. They were the men tasked with guarding him in the air. Their jackets all bore the same patch, a relic from a nation
Ooh,
that
Pringles are nice.
decades ago, during the Age of Expansion, the Kingdom of Erusia absorbed many countries. Theirs was one of them. Mihai asked them,
Yet what is a nation? Can we actually see the physical lines that divide one from another?
Can you even see any borders from up here?
The language of our homeland. My grandparents always look sad when they see I have no idea what they're saying to me.
Mihai didn't say a word after that. His scarred face betrayed no emotion. He didn't get those scars from flying, though. Mihai was originally from Shalaji. His real name is Mihai Dumitru Margarita Corneliu Leopold Blanca Carol Aeon Ignatius Raphael Maria Nikitas A. Shalaji.
I love that pause and then
When he was
Shalaji.
young, he was the heir to the Grand Duchy of Shalaji. Then, revolution broke out among his people. Mihai was betrayed by a close friend who pointed a gun at his face and pulled the trigger. The revolution was successful, but the new country that sprang from it was annexed by the expanding kingdom of Erusia. The Erusian royal family...
No, Null is,
to retain their title
Null is Null.
and stand in the new kingdom.
Nah, that's, someone...
Mihai surprised them all.
I don't think
signing
you
up
have
for
any
the
servers in
crown
common with
like an
them.
ordinary Erusian citizen. He was then accepted into the Air Force Academy by order of the king. Mihai soon became an ace pilot. When the royal family was ousted and Erusia became a republic, he continued his service for the new regime. Test sites soon flourished. One day, a classmate of Mihai's granddaughter visited. I noticed the rose emblem.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, Null's in the Dragoon server.
Later, she was indeed the daughter of Erusia's new ruler. She was the connection to the royal bloodline everyone was looking for, the one to restore the monarchy. This new princess was truly a godsend for the Erusian people. If Mihai's granddaughters were like the moon, she was like the sun, around which everything seemed to orbit. Her face was so
JPEG
expressive.
dog.
It's no wonder the people
Yeah.
of this war-torn country instantly felt at ease. When
So
they
the
saw
dog
this
in this scene, for those who might not know, is literally just a photo of a real dog, and they cropped it.
The pilots of the support
That's why the dog
platoons
never moves when it's on
Foundation
screen.
were independent from hers.
Yeah, it's technically it's a PNG because JPEGs don't have
I wonder how Mihai
JPEGs
felt
don't
about
have
this.
transparency.
It was my job to research his neurological data, after all. I wish I could figure him out. Whatever his feelings were about losing his homeland, he kept hidden, even from me.
Oh, really? Interesting. That I didn't know. I thought it was a stock photo. Still a good dog, though. Wants to burn Osea to the ground. All that.
Your mission is to atone for your crimes by attracting the enemy's attention. First, I want you to head from the base to the desert region of
V1's
Rojo
wings
Roja
actually
to the
work.
northwest.
Yeah, what are
You'll
the
attack
point
the
of
large
V1's wings? Are
Erusian
they like a cooling system or
We've
something?
been unable to verify that base's ability to deal with
Are they how he drinks blood?
You will attack and provoke the enemy.
Oh,
using
magnetic
their
weapon holders.
AA
That also
strategy.
makes sense.
Get them to fire at you as much as you can.
I'm surprised that
That
Ultra
way we
Kill
can confirm where
did
the
anything that
fire
made
is.
sense.
Then it's a case of sending in a regular force to clean them out.
Anyways, this is my
For this
least
mission,
favorite
we
mission.
prepared a frontline base that can be used for ammo replenishment and aircraft repairs. However, this is not for you guys. Only the regular force has permission to use it.
Huh.
Even if you run out of ammo, don't forget that you're just decoys. You stay out there as targets for the enemy.
We have all this lore, and I don't even. Do we even know who built V1? Alright. Check something real quick. Alright. So hopefully I'm going to be doing all of Act 2 in here. Like the bit with 444 Squadron. But I might not, because I am also very tired. So I think for this mission, I'm going to use the Morgan. That... Okay. I'm not even gonna comment on that lore. That is bizarre. Alright, so here's a plane that I hate. I don't hate any of the planes, but I like this one a lot more because it also makes sense as a design. Sort of. The engines are weird, but it's a fun plane. But I also really like the special weapons on this. It has a few special weapon options, but I'm bringing the MPBDs, which are nukes. Also, I think I selected the wrong paint job. Oh well. Actually, no. I'm gonna double down on wrong paint job. Is it? Yeah, it's the wrong paint job. Okay, I'm gonna double down on wrong paint job. Because Strider is wrong, but it's not wrong enough. Long Day is perfect name for this mission, though, because I hate it. I think the game would be better without any of this type of mission. I hate time-limited kill all the enemies things. Alright. So the correct skin would be Spare Skin, which has the sin lines on the side. But... oh, I get it. But... this would be really funny. But that one would also be annoying for me flying this thing. So I say no. Nah, I'm taking this one. Still alive, buddy?
Aircraft preparations complete. Stand by at the front.
So this is the ADFX-01. I don't know where it comes from. I think it's from one of the other DLCs, not the one that comes with the plane. There's some of the DLCs like unlock skins for other DLC aircraft. It's weird. It might. Yeah, I don't know.
All aircraft spread out and attack.
We're clear to attack, right? I heard the regular
There we go. Super wrong paint job. Let's go.
Blow the shit out of everything. Sharp as attack, aren't you, Spare Aid? Regular forces can reduce losses if you tenderize the base first. If you can't handle that, just fly and be a target.
I'd say a Fox call out, but I don't think there's a Fox call out for nuclear missiles. Kablooey.
Transport truck spotted. Not a threat, but feel free to take them out.
What are the odds of getting out alive?
That's for you to figure out, Spare 7.
Yep. Can't see any borders from up here.
Think of the best way to rob them of their ability to respond. Use those empty hands of yours. If you die too fast, you won't even be useful as targets. Any regular aircraft that join later needing any repairs or ammo will fly over the return line. However, you guys do not have that luxury.
So, what are we supposed to do?
Cut the crap. There's work to do. The vehicles have been taken out. Move on to the next target.
You're our official fly swatter now, Trigger. I'm out. Trying to supply. How are we supposed to work without ammo? I'm heading back.
Nice try. If you
Oh, there is. What is it?
Spare 15 locked on.
Is this gonna be a joke? Yeah.
Vehicle down. Spare 15 target destroyed.
Finally have a read on the targets. They're in one hell of a place. I'll take it from here.
That's official. Okay.
Spare 15 Fox 3.
Game just calls it Fox 3.
Taking out one of the AA guns. This base uses its surroundings. You're good.
Well, this is actually a tactical nuke, so you're not too far off there, no.
Fox 2, Fox 2. Targeting gun range. Fire.
Incoming missile. Breaking. They're after me. The enemy is after you, Trigger. Damn enemy hiding in a place like this. They can at least make themselves easier to hit. Kill on target confirmed.
I get enough of those puns from the furry server I'm in. That's a lot of missiles. A lot of missiles fooled by pulling up. These are some really bad missiles, huh?
Missile launched.
Trigger, they have a lock on you. Locked on. This one's mine.
Vehicle down.
Kill on target confirmed.
Okay, speaking of Maverick, I actually recently tried learning how to fly the F-14 in DCS. Don't like it. Really not worth the effort. The F-14 in DCS is just... Oh, well, that just did not separate. The Tomcat just is not worth flying, I think, because it's got so many extra things to take care of that the single-seaters don't. And what's the reward for that? Plane that flies like an airliner and just has a decent missile type at one point. Like, one of its missiles is kind of good. Like, okay, it is a really good missile. The, I actually really do like the AIM-54. It was fun trying it out. But it's not worth the effort to take off the plane. And, why do I, like, I don't... My style of flying, I don't even need the extra range. Listen, I'm gonna do way more danger zone worthy maneuvers in my flanker.
Vehicle down. Fox 2.
Yeah, one thing about the nukes is that they don't always separate, right? I don't know if it's a glitch or just they wanted to make the plane finicky. There, that time it's separated.
Okay. All that's left below you is piles of rubble. Look for more enemies. Let's see if they can't hit you this time.
Trigger eliminated target.
Yeah, I don't like air-to-ground missions in Ace Combat. I don't like them in anything, but especially Ace Combat. I think Arma 3 is the only thing I actually enjoy doing air-to-ground in. Oh yeah, that's we're thinking the same thing. There, that was good.
This is Spare 11. Enemy base dead ahead. Damn it, we can't do this from the sky. We need ground troops.
Spare 11, just do your job.
Just give us a mark for them to know the area.
Destroy the enemy facility.
Um,
While everyone else was
GTA has surprisingly good flying mechanics.
at high speed. Bearing 280. They're drones.
These must be the infamous drones. Scenes of battle place like this.
Calm down. They're just obstacles in the way. Don't forget your original mission.
It's bad enough just dealing with the surface. Damn. No, we got a fire! Did the jailer know about the shitstorm he was sending us into? These are just pawns. Hey, you son of a bitch.
Don't pretend like you deserve any better. Continue with the operation. Spare 15 locked.
This is Spare 7. Shit! Someone get this enemy off my tail! I can. I've got my hands full too. I roll a missile. Shake it off. God damn it, I'm hit! I'm still at the table! I roll a missile. Another one. I've got a bet on me getting out of this. Hey, someone's down. Who is it? It's High Roller. He's been taken out.
Don't piss your pants over one aircraft being down.
I'm finally. What happens to the bed when the banker's out? Another man down. There's no point. Retreat.
Follow your orders. Continue the operation. Deserters will be punished. Shut up.
Try and stop it. I'm getting behind the trigger. Stick to the best if you want to survive. If anyone wants to die, let him. Poor decision on your part. I've still got top score. Joe? Man, you're useless. Everyone knows when you reach your numbers.
Spare 15, you're hit.
Trigger, hostile behind you.
Hey, gun down.
Stick with Trigger and you'll make it!
Face punishment.
Keep dropping away, little guard dog.
You'll pay for this.
You'll pay for this.
Looks like we're the only ones having fun out here. Trigger, the one with the highest score wins. Some of the best ones of them all. Aimed on my 6. They have me spiked.
Target down.
Warning, missile in the air.
3 minutes remaining. Trigger 6.
fine. Just need 2,000 more points and I'm good. There we go, I hit the threshold. As long as I stay alive, the mission's complete. That was actually kind of hard for me. I hate that mission so much.
You guys get a pass.
Damn right. I wouldn't be surprised if we're thrown in solitary too. Hey, who wants to bet who goes into solitary? That's what that gambling nutjob would say if he was still here.
That one I'm actually okay with.
Where's your sense of humor, guys? Your buddy's making a joke. Laugh already. Some welcome. All aircraft.
I think I'm gonna play up to the Mihai fight and then stop after that. Huh, fish bed skin, nice. Okay, how long is it going for? About an hour. Okay. Yeah, so I'll do this next mission and stop there.
You know, I've received a medal for my ingenuity in finding a use for you cons. But just remember, if you disobey orders, there's a special place in solitary confinement for you. Your so-called right to complain was forfeited the moment you chose to break the law. Okay then, go make yourselves useful. An Osean Air Force squadron is currently entering Erusian territory for reconnaissance. Due to certain factors, their return route has been changed. The new return route will be through Yinshi Valley, a scenic and rocky karst area. The enemy's radar facilities and anti-aircraft weapons hidden on the mountainside pose a serious threat. Your mission is to destroy them and get our guys out in one piece, even if it puts your own lives in danger. And it is important to remember, they will send up interceptors if you're detected. So you will need to choose something useful in a dogfight. The weather won't be on your side, but you're doing this whether you like it or not. Worry about the squadron's return route, not your own. Your mission is to get them back safely, which I think is the perfect punishment for your crimes.
Alright. Question is, what plane to use for this one? What's the SF? Oh, it's a bomb. Gross. I don't like bombs. You know what? I think I know what I'm gonna do. This'll be funny. Cozy. Blankets and everything. Ooh, I like that. Yeah. Sounds like him. Yeah, I think from here on I'm just gonna use goofy skins.
You're cleared to taxi.
Valrock has a cool, like, that squadron has a cool aesthetic. Just teeth on everything. Ooh, tea is nice. I like tea.
Spare Squadron, this mission needs to be quick. Target radar facilities and AA weaponry. They're set up on a rugged terrain, and there's a lot of cloud cover. You will be near thunderclouds. Man, you guys were born unlucky.
That does sound alright.
Dumbass came up with this batshit plan. Just obey
I think the A-10 might actually be able to handle this mission pretty well. I did that because, remember when Maxwell reviewed the game, he referred to this part as Act 2.
Low on ammunition. It'll be hard to take on hostiles. We'll have to rely on you guys to make it home. Cyclops 1, this is Bandog. We need the job done on time. Bandog? Cool name. Nice working with you, Mr. Gondog. The terrain makes the airstream bumpy. Don't damage those planes. Crosswind's gonna slam us into the rock. Locked on target. Enemy off course. Watch out for ice while you're in there. Are you telling us we have to dodge lightning? Destruction of target facility is confirmed.
So, as much as I really don't like the A-10, it actually does really, really well in DCS as far as CAS aircraft go. Like, if you know what you're doing, you're not going to have the issues that the A-10 is famous for. You're actually going to do good.
Mission doesn't require you to talk. Use your head as well as your hands.
Righto. Thunderclouds are common this time of year.
Watch out for ice while you're in there. All targets destroyed, no complaints here.
Yeah, it's really nice for airstrikes, in all honesty. As long as there's no anti-air, then you're just screwed. I think the real fundamental issue is just how expensive it is.
There they are. Leave this one to our friends.
Wish we'd used that hole to get home too.
Things don't always go perfectly. Drones have jumped on the recon team. Our friends aren't equipped for air-to-air. They need our cover. All 444 aircraft, get them out of there. Not even one is to go down. Destroy the UAVs.
If I recall correctly, it's actually more expensive to run overall than some of the newer stuff coming out. Like, I think at least in terms of cost effectiveness, I'd say the F-35 is just better. I don't even like the F-35.
Nice work for a dumbass. UAVs flashing.
I don't know, I'm pretty sure Lightning just does kind of have that kind of tint sometimes. I don't know. I don't know much about meteorology. Also, no, the A-10 cannot go this fast. Okay, I don't know how that compares to other American planes, though.
Damn it, I lost too much speed.
Bastards flying just to waste fuel. Go to hell. Locked on target.
Well, yeah, but that's the F-22. The F-22 is a joke. The F-22 exists so that nerds on the internet can say, oh, it's so much better than the Flanker. Well, yeah, because the Flanker's cheap as hell. The F-22 is made with money that could be going to feed children. Yeah.
Keep them safe.
Kinda got my hands full.
Bad dog. There are still 5 aircraft in the combat zone.
Shake that enemy.
Now, the question is, were you looking at the A-10A or the A-10C? Because the A-10C is the expensive one. The A-10A is actually pretty reasonable as far as American aircraft go.
Boxed in.
Strider 3, get that enemy off your ass. Dealing with 9Gs is tough, but for those UAVs, it's just another day in the office. Why are we risking our lives to wipe someone else's ass?
Start complaining when you can keep your own nose clean.
Damn it. Wiseman 444 Squadron support handcuffs. Sorry, but I'm using this chance to break off.
Look after the survivors.
Alright. It's not as bad as I thought, then. Never mind, then. Maybe it does have a place existing. Well, yeah, but who actually uses the gun on this thing anymore?
Cowards. Go hide in the thunderclouds like Trigger.
Hostile behind me.
Bad. We're moving fast.
Quit scratching your ass and approach the enemy.
Try and stop me.
Cyclops 4 has broken up. There you go. Things are looking up. Glad we got some good guys this morning.
Looks like there's one guy who's got everyone's backs.
Cyclops 3, check your 6.
Yeah, I will. That'll be fun, right? Oh, this drone is gonna be annoying. There we go. Oh yeah, the A10 meme is your thing. I don't know, I just thought it would be funny. To be entirely honest, I'm being kind of disappointed by Ace difficulty. Is really not as hard as I thought it would be.
Cyclops 3 is taking fire. We're not gonna last much longer unless you support us properly. Cyclops 3, evade! Missile incoming! Cyclops 3 has broken off. Bandog, it's just me and one more.
Maybe they'll actually, maybe Mihai will actually be a hard fight this time. He's really only hard on your first try, I think. It's like, you get surprised by his post-stall maneuvers and stuff. Well, like, it was hard when I was new to the game. Partially because, you know, I'm not used to dogfighting someone who maneuvers. I wasn't at the time anyways. Keep in mind, I was coming in from Arma 3 and, well, on public servers, no less, where... Yeah. You kind of just have to turn with them. You just have to dogfight. You know, basic maneuvers will juke him pretty easily. No. You leave that dog alone.
Wait a minute. Hold it. No, give me a break. You have more chores for us? Sperry, champ. Bogey approaching fast from the rear. All available units support Spare 8. I don't need any support. This is all mine. Damn it. He's glued to my tail.
I do love this cutscene though. This is my favorite cutscene.
I ain't afraid of it. Spare 8. No dogfighting. Negative. I'm not letting this slide.
First you got that Cobra maneuver. That's awesome. Really underrated. And the Colbert maneuver in response, which is even cooler and even less known from what I've seen.
You could have done that sooner.
No one ever talks about that trick.
Stab the enemy.
And then he just makes a Twitter post.
Shut down champ. He was toying with him. Spare 10 lost. Another one.
Actually, no. Maxor made a joke about that being a Twitter post, but no. That's not a Twitter post. I want to understand the enemy. That's some Reddit shit. Mihai's a Redditor. Sorry to say. Yeah. Let's see how we're gonna do. Against the Su-30, the Su-30. Hit him. Also, keeping an eye on him is really easy when there's just a button to, you know, keep your camera on him.
Weisman, we don't want to mess with this guy. It's clear by the way he flies. Way out of my league.
Exactly the man we didn't want to run into. Jaeger, if it comes down to it, we're back as a shield. Just get my guys out of here. Understood. Bandits in the clouds. Chase him down. You've got this.
There's no way a Su-30 would survive that many Sidewinders. Realistically, Mihai would be dead right now. Yeah, some of the at the speed that he operates, yeah, a lot of his maneuvers would actually rip off the wings. I think that might actually be the fastest time, though, I've beaten Mihai. I don't know, though, because, like, the Su-27 is the only one that I fly in DCS. That one's really old. He's in the Su-30 SM, new, like, relatively new as far as flankers go. The Su-30 might have stronger wings, I don't know. I really don't know anything about it. There's a mod for it in DCS, but it's not a very good mod, I'm gonna be honest. I took one look at it. It doesn't even allow you to keybind your, countermeasures.
3,000 meters. Bank left. Lower your nose. You're too high.
I'm not too high. I'm doing just fine.
Heading is good. Stay on course.
Really? I didn't know it was that new, though. Interesting. It's really neat.
At least you're down. Careful with the aircraft.
What do you mean, careful with the aircraft? That was perfect.
Still far from done. Stand by for further orders.
I feel like that stuff is just RNG, because that would not have damaged an A-10.
The enemy had one mean son of a bitch flying for him. Our team had a few Air Force hot dogs, real experienced pilots.
Just my
This
A-10.
guy swooped in like a hawk, locked on, and took them all out in the blink of an eye. Reminds me of a story Gramps told me once. He said a little while before he retired from active duty, he saw an enemy fighter wipe out an entire formation right in front of him. It was like seeing how a shark works when it's going after its dinner. This enemy pilot
Yeah, flying is not for everyone.
from below, just like how
I'd actually say it's for very few people. It's just not as fun as you'd think. There's a lot of quiet time. Oh, really?
So many made it back alive. I bet when they saw what was going on, they broke formation and left their buddies to the shark. Hang on. There's 3 extra planes here. They're foreigners too.
Huh, neat.
Spare squadron, this mission needs to be quick. Target radar facilities and
Fair enough.
weapon rating. They're set up on a
I really like planes. Like, during those quiet times, flying for, like, hours with not much to do up there. I like that stuff. It's relaxing to me. But I'm extremely weird.
Take them away.
Your soul is bound by your sheer determination and this cinder block you've found. You sound like an Undertale character saying that. In a good way. Alright, so I'm gonna call it here, because I'm really fucking tired. Fair enough. I should be used to this from you by now. Well, I'm gonna call it here, because it's late, I'm tired, not many people are really watching anyways. This was fun.